Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Let's Talk About Sex here on XFM 100.2 with me, Melanie Kelly, and my beautiful guest, Emma Hogg. Hi, Emma.
Hola.
Hola. Today I'm sounding a bit nasal. I'm so sorry, but you know, everybody's sick, you know, so I made it. I'm here, and today is the 7th of February. And it's a meaningful date because we are 1 week away from Valentine's Day.
Ooh.
And when Emma and I were talking, I was saying, okay, what shall we speak about? I really wanted to talk about Valentine's Day in the sense, Emma, that a lot of women, there's a lot of expectation out there, okay? Mm-hmm. And then there's the reality. So I wanted to give some tips in this show to kind of give meaning back to Valentine's Day and to kind of make our listeners aware of whether their expectations meet the reality of the situation.
Okay.
So, and I'm saying this because many times,
yeah,
I love giving surprises.
You're a very thoughtful person.
I put a lot of love in every present that I give.
Yes.
And many times I get very disappointed
when
I receive.
Okay.
Because obviously the love that you put into something you expect back, but in reality those were my expectations of somebody else, so they weren't real and they weren't right, you know. So I know that Valentine's Day, with all the commercial advertising that it brings with it, I mean, I was reading that in the US this year alone they are expecting $18.6 billion to be spent around Valentine's Day.
Yeah, it's amazing.
It's crazy. So Valentine's Day has become bigger than big.
Yeah.
So first of all, I know that you did some digging with regards to the history of Valentine's Day. Tell us.
Yeah, okay. So I like to remember why we do things in the first place.
Yes.
So I thought, okay, let's go back in history a bit. And what I learned was that, so mid-February, back in the 5th century and before, there was this pagan festival where they would gather, they would sacrifice an animal.
Oh, miskin.
It starts off really sexy, eh?
Yes,
and then they use the skin of the animal to slap young women to bestow like fertility on them for the year to come.
Oh, okay.
How random.
Yes, very random. Slap. Now you're fertile. Go and make babies.
I mean, it sounds really wild, like,
yes.
you know, really Game of Thrones,
yes.
like.
Love Game of Thrones.
Freaky, I love Game of Thrones, oh my god. Can't wait for the next season.
Yes, it's starting very soon.
July, it's not that soon.
Soon enough, we've been waiting over a year.
It's true.
So now it's soon. Anyway, slapping pig's skin. Yes.
Yeah. Anyway, so in the 5th century AD, there was a pope. I couldn't be bothered to learn his name, but there was a pope who tried to Christianize this festival. You know, like they did with most pagan festivals.
Okay.
And so he marked it as the 14th of February. And he called it Valentine's Day after Saint Valentine.
Okay.
Okay. So then I did some digging into who Saint Valentine was.
Yes.
And like it can't be confirmed because there were a few apparently, but the main story that keeps coming up is that Saint Valentine's was a priest. He was a Roman priest. And at the time that he was alive, there was an emperor, Claudius II, who was extremely ambitious and wanted to take over lots and lots of territory.
Okay.
And so he had his army and he would send them out for months and months, you know, away from their families. And there was like a motivational issue, like the army wasn't performing well. They were very half-hearted in their battles, you know. And the emperor decided that it was because they were lovesick, they were homesick.
Oh!
You know, missing their families, missing their lovers.
Did he send the women? Did he send the women to him?
No. So what he did to fix it was he banned love, like he banned marriage altogether. Now, I don't know if he did this for his entire state, but he definitely did it for the army.
Okay.
And what happened was this priest, Saint Valentine's, was like, no, this is not on. You know, like and he continued to marry couples anyway in secret. So then what happened was the emperor found out what was happening and sentenced Saint Valentine to death on the 14th of February.
Oh,
Yeah.
so in reality, we are celebrating the death of a person who fought for love.
Exactly. And while he was in prison, apparently young couples who he had married or who admired his work used to go and pass flowers to him through the cell, and also cards of thanks. And then the story goes even further, that apparently Saint Valentine himself fell in love with his jailer's daughter. And he wrote a note to her on the day he was executed and signed it, "Your Valentine."
Oh, this would be a great soap opera.
It's true. So the tradition starts from there.
And it's also very romantic, which brings us to 2019 and Valentine's Day, which is fast approaching next week.
Yeah.
Okay, what does Valentine's mean to you, Emma?
To me?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
What
That's a good question.
What would be a great day for you?
I don't like to go like nuts for Valentine's Day, you know, kind of. I don't know, I prefer to just go nuts because we feel like going nuts as a couple, kind of thing. And by nuts I mean, you know, spending a lot of money or making it like lush and whatever.
Yes.
For me, Valentine's Day it's still a celebration of love, so I like to acknowledge it. I don't like to just leave it. But for me, it's like it's nice to kind of cook dinner for each other, or have a movie night, or, you know, set up a nice space together and enjoy time together. It's just like about that for me.
About the maybe uninterrupted time that you can have with one another.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I was looking up, you know,
But wait, what about you?
What about me? Obviously, since Danny came along, you know, it's a bit hard to kind of find the space. And I don't really go by the days, if you know what I mean. This idea that it's because it's Saint Valentine's and you feel that you have to go out to eat and you have to make a big deal, it doesn't sink in well with me.
No.
So in reality, this Valentine's Day I'm getting braces stuck to
my God. That's so sexy.
So I'm probably going to be in pain because she told me you're going to be in pain that day, you know, so I'm putting braces on the bottom part of my teeth.
Okay, so no kissing.
So no kissing, no nothing. It's going to be like, stay away, I'm in pain.
Can you eat when you attach braces?
I think you can. I still have to ask her, but that's how much Valentine's Day means to me, in the sense that, yeah, she told me on the 14th, it's Valentine's Day. I told her I was shorter, you know. But that is me, and I'm sure that there are a lot of people out there. I think especially, I think even people, because I was going to say, even people who have just started dating maybe have grander expectations, but also people who have been in a relationship for a long time. It doesn't mean that if I don't give Valentine's Day a lot of importance, it means other people don't. I'm sure there are couples out there who still want to get treated to a nice day.
I had a boyfriend once who just loved Valentine's Day. He was like, he was a very romantic person all the time. But kind of for him, Valentine's was like, whoa, you know, like it's, and I guess that was when I really started to enjoy it.
Yes.
Because he kind of made a fuss of it, so I started to make a fuss of it too.
And it's not that. What I want to give people out there is this idea, because I was researching, and what kept cropping up, and which I explained earlier on, is that Valentine's Day brings a lot of expectation and pressure, and I want people out there to measure their expectation versus
Reality.
versus the reality.
It's a bit like Christmas, kind of, and New
Yes.
Year's. Like
Yes.
kind of, the social, like you're scrolling through Instagram and you see everybody's with their family or with their loved ones and getting amazing presents, and maybe
Yes.
you've got the flu and you're stuck at home, or
Yes.
enough, a loved one died recently and it sucks for you. That kind of thing, right?
Yes, and in fact, I don't know what notes you prepared, but I prepared.
Okay. We're in the flow. We're in the flow.
For example, one thing that I read is make sure that you and your partner are both on the same page as to what to expect.
Communicate.
Communicate.
Yeah.
Because I suppose that reality, it needs to match our expectation.
That's the crux of everything in relationships. Say communicate, because like whether you're dealing with Valentine's Day, Christmas, in-laws, what else, like money, whatever.
In fact, one of them is match your expectation to the budget.
Yeah, it's like communication is just vital for everything, and it's not the easiest thing to do, because with communication comes conflict, especially if you're having it honestly. So it's easier to avoid. Like most of us would rather avoid the conflict than go into it and be honest and so it takes work.
And most people might think, oh Madonna, so unromantic, we're gonna talk about it, but I suppose yes, to a certain extent, because otherwise you leave a lot of room to be disappointed.
Yeah.
Like even surprises, not everybody likes surprises, not everybody likes being surprised.
You like the surprises that you want, right?
Exactly. Exactly.
It's like your husband tells you, okay, for Valentine's I'm taking you out, surprise, and you in your head you're going, oh my god, spa day, amazing. And then you end up at like
an Indian restaurant,
or a trampoline park or something, and okay, maybe it's fun, but maybe kind of it wasn't what you expected. So I guess if you don't want to communicate it, then just lower your expectations and be open to receiving anything.
Or give a little hints so that you kind of are on the right track. Yeah. Okay, you know what? We're going to go for a very short break.
Okay.
For a couple of very Valentine songs, very romantic songs. And we'll be right back with some more tips for your pre-Valentine preparations. And welcome back to Let's Talk About Sex here on XFM 100.2 with me, Melanie Kelly, and with Miss Emma Hogg.
Hello.
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 And today we're discussing Valentine's, which is right round the corner. No, it's not your cliche program where we talk about Valentine's, but we're actually giving a bit of a deeper meaning to it, and we're trying to give hints and ideas on how to create the best out of the day.
Yes.
So, Emma, how do you create a great Valentine's Day or night?
Well, you were mentioning communicating about it, right? So I think that's a good idea if you want to, communicate and say, listen, what would you like from Valentine's? And then say, this is what I would like, and have the communication, also taking into account things like time, money, and being honest about it.
And I think also one thing that we need to be careful of is that on Valentine's Day somehow we expect our partner to become this different person.
Okay.
In the sense that you start looking around and you expect your partner to maybe become this planner and plan your day, whereas in reality
it's not a non-planner.
It's a non-planner.
Yeah.
So I think it's, what you're saying, this communication, it's keeping it real.
Keep it real, yeah.
Keep it real.
Yeah.
Your partner, just because we watched a movie, and in this movie this guy did A, B, C, D, and then E, and F, and G, it doesn't mean it's nice to long for it, but you have to face reality. If your partner is not a planner, don't expect your partner to be any different just because it is Valentine's Day.
Yeah, yeah. And I think also if you want to be surprised, right? Maybe you're not super keen on the idea of having to discuss it. If you want to be surprised, go for it, be surprised. But I think what's important with surprises is that you open yourself up to receiving whatever the other wants to give you.
That's the important one.
And just being happy with whatever they give, see the love in whatever they give. Because it's like the different love languages.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Like like for me, like I know that like time together is my way of giving love. That's my main way.
And what's your way of receiving love?
Time together and gifts. I like gifts.
Okay.
I think, or well, maybe it's acts of service. I like all love.
Bring it on!
You know, but I know that Pete, like his way of giving love is acts of service.
Showing the love is by doing stuff for you.
You know, whereas mine is I will give you my time
Your
and
time.
my full attention. You know, so kind of it's also about just being open to receiving, right? Because if I go in like I expect this, I'm gonna be disappointed. Like no matter what, anybody would. If you go in like I want this kind of thing.
So what you're saying is that if you're not ready to communicate anything about Valentine's Day and you want to be surprised,
yeah, if you don't want to communicate,
and then be ready to receive whatever your partner decides to do or say,
with an open heart,
with an open heart,
and see the love in it.
I'm imagining love tonight.
Are you taking the Mickey out of what I just said?
I think it's all the medicine that I'm taking is doing this to me.
Another thing you can do,
Tell me.
if you want, is you could actually RPM it, like, and this is a method.
What? What?
RPM, rapid planning method. This is something that
RPM. This is an Emma Hogg thing.
No, this is a Tony Robbins thing.
Tony R-P...
RPM. So it's rapid planning method, and this is like rapid.
Planning.
Method.
Rapid.
Planning
Method.
And this is a technique
Okay.
that you can use
Interesting.
for anything, for when you're about to record a show, for when you're going to a meeting, for when you're about to perform on stage, anything. And basically what you do is you start with your outcome. So what result do I want? So that way, instead of going in with, okay, I hope I get this from Valentine's, or I hope that we have this experience, you go in with, I'm going to create this experience. So, for example, your outcome, what's your outcome? Like yesterday I did a bit of RPM for my Valentine's Day, so I was thinking, okay, my outcome is to create a Valentine's Day that celebrates the love we share. Because I like to keep in touch the intention. What is the intention of the day? The intention is celebrating love. And the love is something we share. It's imperfect and it's flawed, but it's also beautiful and very, very rich, you know? So I just want to celebrate that in a simple way.
So that was your outcome.
This is my outcome. So then the next method, the next step in this method is you go to why. Why do you want that? Okay, so for example, because I want to let him know I love him, because he's so special to me and sometimes I forget to show him. And basically, when you're doing your why, you just list down as many things that come to you as possible. Like, you just like, why do I want to create this outcome? Because it's easy to get caught in the busyness of life and forget to bring playfulness and magic to our relationship.
Yes.
And Valentine's is a good opportunity because I want to show my gratitude. Okay, things like that. Then you go to how. So then you create your strategy. Because but I know that the mistake a lot of us make is that we jump straight to how.
We jump straight to how, and the how does not necessarily lead to the outcome that we want.
And the why fuels the outcome, right? It gets us in touch with, okay, why do I want this in the first place? So if you just think Valentine's and go straight to your strategy, like, okay, Valentine's Day, therefore dinner. Like, okay, but what outcome are you meeting? What is the outcome,
Good
right?
food.
So, yeah, exactly. It could be anything. So the outcome is to celebrate, okay, create a day that celebrates love, okay? And this doesn't even...
Or food.
Okay. Okay. Anyway, so then you go to your why, then you go to your how, and then you create your strategy. So your how could be, okay, I'm going to start with my budget, first of all.
Exactly.
Okay, maybe because it depends on where you are, right?
Yes.
Kind of, if your money flow is super abundant, maybe you don't need to start here. But if you're, in a different place and you want to enjoy it, start with your budget.
And also the budget also needs to reflect also the stage the relationship is in.
Yeah, that's a good point as well. So what do you mean by this?
In the sense that if you've just started dating, okay, and you're in a normal pay, okay, let's say you're not super mega rich, okay, let's say, so I started dating someone new. Again, the expectations need to be within the limit of where we are in our relationship. So if we started dating, I can't expect the ring I was eyeing at the jewelry store, unless he's very rich, because also a ring is expensive, symbolic of many other things.
Yeah.
So we can't just go with something just because it's Valentine's Day. And in fact, another thing I was reading is don't propose on Valentine's Day unless you're really sure she's going to say yes.
Yeah, I've heard stuff like that as well. I know, and like Christmas Day and stuff. Some people say.
But I can imagine, why, Emma, it will end up marring every.
It will be in your memory, right, all the
course.
time. But then you can always recover and like change the meaning. It takes work. It does take work. It's true.
Of course.
But it's not irreparable.
Yes, but again, make sure that she's going to say yes. because I'm quite sure that there are some people out there who are planning on proposing on Valentine's Day.
There's loads of proposals at Christmas time as well. So
so we'll be looking out for those as well. And even nowadays, this idea of proposing, I know it has nothing to do with Valentine's Day, but aren't you seeing that they've become bigger and bigger, the proposals?
I don't know, I don't pay that much attention.
No?
Like who?
Oh my god!
Who got outrageously?
Yes, they're becoming bigger and bigger, you know.
Yeah.
They stopped the whole graduation service and, you know, very sweet. But it's becoming
a big show.
And I'm sure there's a very romantic element in it. I just hope that it does not come to a point that if somebody proposes to you,
you feel like you have to say yes because you're playing a part of the show.
One, because you're playing part of a show, and two, if your partner decides to propose to you in the most plainest manner of going down on one knee and giving you a ring, I hope that is still meaningful, because we see so much of these big shows that it's like, unless I get the big show, it's not meaningful. And this is what
I like these simple
gestures, and this is what
very simple.
Scares me about Valentine's Day, that it has become expected to be such a big thing that if you're listening and you feel that you don't get all that, it maybe doesn't feel like it's enough, or it maybe doesn't feel that you're loved enough, or you know. So
this is a mindset, what you're talking about. It's being in a state of lack, like it's not enough, so I have to blow it up, right?
Yes, because we're soon going to see, as you said, Instagram on Valentine's Day is going to be bombarded by all the gestures that one person has done to the other. The presents that they have received, and it will start from very early morning with pictures of bouquets, pictures of soft toys, pictures of rings, pictures of a lot of things. And I just don't want those listeners whose partner does not do a grand gesture like that to feel less loved, or to feel that my partner could not be
asked.
I was going to say bothered. This is just a good word. You know?
Whenever it comes to whenever your mindset is in a state of lack, okay, so whenever you're seeing things through the lens of this is not enough, the way to shift it is to practice gratitude. Always. And gratitude is a practice. It's every day. It's okay, what can I be grateful for in this moment? And then a few hours later, what can I be grateful for in this moment? You know, it's not just, okay, I do it one day and that's it. Like it is a genuine practice, and the more that you do it, the more that you can find gratitude in each moment, the more you begin to shift your mindset, and you see, you know, what before was too little money becomes, oh wow, I can do this with this money. And from this too little present, it's okay, I see what you were trying to communicate. That's a wonderful gesture, thank you. You know, you shift your mindset. Do you know what I mean?
Yes, completely.
Yeah.
I mean, I love gratitude and practicing gratitude on a daily basis, gratitude journal and all.
Exactly,
So anyway, we're
yeah.
going to stop for a few songs, okay? I'll try and throw in the Lion King there. The laugh tonight. Anyway, no, that's up to Jay to do that. So we'll be back after this short break, and I also want to talk about Valentine's Day and the single people.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
See you soon.
Ciao, ciao.
And welcome back to Let's Talk About Sex here on XFM 100.2 with me, Melanie Kelly, and with Miss Emma Hogg.
Hello.
And if you have missed us, then you can go on a Facebook page which has the same name as the radio show.
Let's talk about sex.
Yeah. And there we have the upload, and you can also watch us of what we've been talking about, because today was an interesting one. Today is the 7th of February, and next week is Valentine's Day. So we are prepping you up for a great Valentine's Day. We don't want anyone to feel sad on this day. Well, you can't feel sad. It's no
It's
big
okay
deal.
if you feel
It's
sad.
okay.
It's not going to kill you.
It's not going to. It's fine.
Sadness
It's
is a
just
very
another
useful
day.
emotion.
Yeah, I mean, but anyway, what we're trying to do is give meaning to Valentine's Day all over again. I have some ideas on how to spend Valentine's night, and one of them, it was something that you mentioned, and I think that's one of the nicest one, is a nice home-cooked meal.
Oh, I love that one.
Or else, an indoor picnic.
I like that as well. How would you do that? What would you do?
I would order everything from a takeout.
Like pizza or what?
No, I don't know. I'm not the picnic kind of person, Emma.
Okay, it was your idea. So.
But it's an idea for our listeners, not
But I'm
for
kind of
me.
picturing like a cheese board and wine or prosecco, that kind of thing. You know,
And
grapes,
some
some
Parma
strawberries.
ham.
You know, you feed each other strawberries.
Yes, exactly. And then the cat jumps in the middle of the picnic. Anyway.
Exactly.
So a wine tasting tour.
That's nice.
That's nice.
I like that.
Flowers are obviously an understatement, and soft toys. And
I
then,
don't like soft toys.
And neither do I. I think they're pretty useless.
I know. Like, how many can you get? Like,
I
kind
know.
of.
Apparently,
it's
my
sweet at the
son
beginning, but then
can-
enough. Like,
Yes, no, my son loves all of them. They're all on his bed. But yes, I think they're very useless. But
I like flowers because flowers
love
always
flowers.
brighten up
love,
the room.
Love flowers.
I like
definitely.
plants.
And plants. Mine are dying at the moment. I don't know what's happening to them.
Oh no,
Yes.
it's cold.
Probably because of the heater and the AC. But a spa day is also a nice day.
A spa day is lovely.
Obviously, it depends on the partner, whether your partner loves being massaged
Touched or not,
touched.
yeah, that's
exactly.
a good point. Yeah.
But I think the best thing is to always start from a point of not what I want to do on Valentine's Day, because if you start from the point of what I want to do, it's like I love spas, but my partner, my husband, doesn't like to.
It's not his thing.
It's not his thing.
Yeah.
Just to let you know, and I know he's not listening, I did organize it. He's not gonna like it, but I'm gonna love it.
Okay, so that's your self-love gift.
That's
on
my self-love
Valentine's
gift.
Day.
Oh no, I said this Samushi Amlulu naqra fuq rasu. He loves being touched on the head neck. So
Okay, so
he'll get that.
He'll get some
But
for him too.
But joking apart. I think it's very important that when you plan it, you plan for your partner as well. But then we've got a meal after, so he'll.
Ah, that's nice.
Yes, he'll like that.
That's nice.
And it's all free for us, so it's even better.
So someone else is giving you Valentine's Day, really?
Yes, and I love them very much, and I can't mention them because that's like I'll be making an advert. But I love them very much. They know who they are. So, what about budget? We were talking about budget, and
Yeah.
we were talking about overspending. I actually mentioned that in the US alone, they are expecting 18.6 billion this year.
Yeah.
So, what happens when you overspend?
Well, I think that when you overspend, you're going in from that space of lack, right? Which is like, I'm not enough, it's not enough, so I need to overcompensate. And you end up giving what you're not ready to give. And that puts a lot of pressure on the day, on the date, on whatever. And it's like,
I understand, because you overspend, for example, on a meal. And
Yeah.
then if you see your partner not enjoying a part of it, you're like, she's not enjoying it, he's not enjoying it, and there's a lot of pressure.
And you can even become super pissed off,
Yes.
you know, like
Yes.
kind of.
Yes.
So I just feel like it's always better to just spend what you can. Like, don't go overboard. Spend what you can, like, fully give, and by fully I mean with your heart fully, like you're super willing to give in this moment, because that way there's less expectation, there's less pressure, and you know what, if it doesn't go exactly as you needed it to go, big deal. And the thing is, like, when we overspend, like, your partner knows you've overspent, and then they feel it, and it's less of a gift, it becomes more of a burden. It's like, oh great, like now I know that they can't actually afford to pay rent this month or whatever, so I'm gonna have to make up for it somewhere else. Or
so there's like that begrudging as well.
it's kind of
No,
just-
I know what you mean. And also when your partner spends a lot of money on you and you don't reciprocate, you also feel inadequate as well. So I think I'm going to go back to what you said in the first part of the show. And I think that although as unromantic as it might sound, I think the key to avoid Valentine's Day disappointment is to actually communicate.
Yeah, no, I agree with you, communicate. I sort of lifted my shoulders a bit, because definitely communicate. If you choose not to communicate and you want to surprise, you can do this too. Just kind of, you have to be aware.
Then you have to be open.
Is your partner open to receiving surprises? Are you in the habit of giving each other surprises?
Yes.
You know, like something Pete and I do every 2 weeks is we surprise each other with a date. So that's where we're sort of open to receiving, and it doesn't always have to be perfect, you know. It's like, he'll take me on a date I never would have imagined. It doesn't have to be perfect, like, kind of, it's his date night, like, we do what he wants. But I'm open to it, because my mindset is there.
He's there, exactly.
You know? So, but otherwise communicate it exactly, you know. And if you have the money, by all means, spend it. You know, like, enjoy it, like, give. But kind of, if you're gonna feel super stressed about it, then chill out.
Then you have to take. I'd like also that we have, you know, a few minutes left, and Valentine's Day seems to kind of create a bit of a tone in the sides of all those people who are single. Because again, you go on Instagram, you go on Facebook, and again you're seeing all these pictures and photos, and everybody seems to be in love. Newsflash, they're just pictures, they're not reality. I can't stress this enough over and over in my radio shows, how we can't get, you know, taken by what we see on our social media. So do you have any advice for the single people and Valentine's Day?
I think that if Valentine's Day comes around and you experience, you know, frustration or sadness or loneliness, it's fine, you know, it's totally fine. I don't think you need to pretend that you don't feel it because you're a single, independent, like, man or woman, whatever. It's okay, like, feel it, like, you know, kind of, there were moments around Christmas I felt sad, you know, kind of for different reasons. It's alright, just acknowledge it. The sadness is telling you that there's something that you miss. That's okay. We all need love and connection, all of us. It's a fundamental human need. And also, you know, I'd say, be proud of yourself that you don't settle for a relationship that is not fulfilling. You know, I think that it's very courageous to be single, you know, and to not just stay in a relationship because you're scared, like, you know, kind of thing.
Yes, in fact, I had a list of, I looked for a list of things, and one of them is, at least you know for a fact that you're not with the wrong person.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what consolation that is, but there are, as you said, there are a lot of couples out there, there are a lot of people out there who are with a partner who they are not happy with.
Yeah.
you know, who they're not fulfilled with, and yet they're that. And it takes a lot of courage to be single. So if you're single and it's Valentine's Day, rather than, okay, yes, you know, you feel upset, I'm alone, I'd like to be in a relationship, but as you, Emma, said, I think it's a moment to also to be proud.
Yeah.
You know, proud of who you are, that you can stand alone and you have taken the decision, you know, to be single, and you're actually also open to love. That's another thing. When you're
Yes.
single, the plus point of it is that you are open for potentially meeting somebody new.
Yeah, and if you want to meet someone new, you need to shift your mindset from lack. So instead of I don't have, to what you have. So these are the areas I do have love. I have love with this friend. I have love with my family. I have love with my dog. I have love with my career. Whatever. See the love that you have. And if you want to celebrate Valentine's Day, treat yourself, right? Or treat a friend.
With your friend.
You know, enjoy.
There's
love.
nothing.
Celebrate love.
Yes. Because obviously, I found also a few funny things that at least you'll be saving money,
Yeah.
lots of money.
Unless you spend it on yourself.
Unless you spend it on itself. In that case, very good idea.
Spend away.
Spend the day. The spa is a great place to spend money on yourself.
Yeah.
I love the spa.
I love the spa. I know you love the spa. I love
I'll take you with me. Okay. I promise I'm gonna take you with me.
Instead of your husband, you're gonna take me.
We could start asjinduna dak. He doesn't know about it yet, so it's not like going to make
Until
a
somebody
difference.
tells him about this show.
You'll be saving the planet from a lot of packaging.
Okay.
You know, if
It's
you're single,
environmentally friendly to be single.
Exactly.
There you go.
Environmentally, because there's no packaging, goosh.
True.
And you definitely won't be disappointed with the gift or with the date. Or there won't be any feelings of lack of this present was not the right present. So, you know, there's a lot to celebrate being single on Valentine's Day. And our time is up. I hope we gave valid advice.
I think we did.
I'm sure we did.
I think it was a good show. What do you think? Let us know. Let us know. Write to us. Let us know what you think.
So anyway, next week is actually Valentine's Day. Hold on, is our show exactly on Valentine's Day? Yes, it is.
Exactly. Next week's show.
Next week is Valentine's Day. So, yeah, I'll prepare a show that has to do with Valentine's Day. Possibly.
Possibly.
Or else I'll talk about...
She's like, I'm just going to see where the wind takes me. I don't know. I spent the past 4 days in bed. This was my first day outside.
Exactly.
Like, give me a break.
Give me a break. Emma, thank you so much for being with me here and with us today.
Thank you for inviting me again.
You're very welcome.
I like being here with you.
I'll take you to the spa. So, good night everybody, and we'll see you next week.
Happy Valentine's!